welcome to the ESI Africa studio at Inlet Africa 2023. Today I am joined here by Taru Madangobe, who is the Power and Grid Segment Regional Leader at Schneider Electric. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me here.
Of course. So before we start, can you just tell us what kind of business strategies you think should be top of mind for utilities as we move towards an energy transition?
Look, I think I think as Africa is in general at the moment, we're currently faced with a lot of significant challenges around energy stability, around climatic change. And I think what we need to start looking at is strategies that are able to contain and solve the issues both concurrently. You know, the energy, there's a climatic change topic, and then there's the energy security topic. And I think we need to seamlessly try and integrate both with long and short-term interventions. In the short term, I think we need to make sure, obviously, energy security is priority. And at the same time, thinking about the future, and which is more around sustainability. How do we make sure that we have a seamless integration of renewable energy into our power system without obviously adversely impacting the integrity of the network? So we need to start looking at digitization. How do we make sure that our grid becomes much more digital and in a way making it more sustainable for us to be able to add more of renewable energy onto our network? Yeah.
And looking more at the technical side of things, what kind of questions do you think utilities should be asking in order to improve their technical performance?
Look, I think at the moment, one of the challenges that we are facing is around grid stability, right? In Africa in general, right? So how do we make sure that as we integrate all this energy into our network, do we have the right capacity on our grid? Right? Do we have the right transmission lines level? And are we also in a position where we are able to evacuate all the energies? I mean, we have a very huge and abundance of renewable energy in this region. But how do we make sure that we evacuate it onto our grid and it reaches out to the end user and the customer who's sitting right down there in Gauteng or in whichever province they are? So that's one of the challenges. The question is, do we have the right grid capacity to be able to transmit this renewable energy? And secondly, as we talk about sustainability, how are we making sure that the interventions we are doing now in terms of strengthening the grid are adequate, and we're investing more to make sure that in the future, as we deploy a lot of those renewable energy technologies, we're in a position where it becomes much more sustainable without really adversely impacting the integrity of the network. And maybe if I may also add that digital is going to be playing a critical role in that regard to make sure that we are monitoring the grid. We're also making sure that we have interventions that we can deploy remotely to make sure that we don't get to a situation where the grid collapses without us not knowing what's happening. So yeah, that's.
And you've touched on quite well how important grid reliability and grid stability is.
Yes.
So how do you think utilities can take the threat of having distributed energy sources on the grid and take that and turn it into an opportunity?
Look, I mean, there's technology that is available where you are able to make sure that, I mean, as you integrate these renewable energy technologies, you are also it's done in a stepwise manner, right? I think I appreciate the fact that there's a lot of renewable energy potential, but at the same time, we also need to make sure that as we deploy it, we are managing it. We take a stepwise approach to make sure that, you know, we don't overcommit onto the grid where we can't even evacuate, but also we need to be in a position where we understand that we still need to maintain the base load supply, and we need to start deploying more on the battery technologies. And there's an opportunity for that because, yes, we need that base load to be able to make sure that all this works in a seamless manner.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming and talking to us today about the importance of grid stability and the technologies that are out there for utilities to capitalize on. And for all of you viewers who are watching, thank you for tuning in to ESI Africa Studio at Inlet Africa 2023. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to see more content like this. But otherwise, have a powerful day and goodbye for now.